Brag it.
Hey. Pick 'em pie, big gun Brian Petrie, giving out the lot. One is mortal, you know it won't miss. Gonna take a shot. Dog lock, that's the underdog. Yeah, they in the hunt. Send them home, that's KO or submission. Yeah, somebody done. Slime ball, yeah, that's the parlay. We gon' make it known. Pick 'em pie from MMA tapes. Yeah, let's get it going.
Shit. Right when we start, old CC Christian with his 94 Microsoft computer hops off. You okay, bro? There was an accident? What's going on over there?
I tried to log into YouTube so I could compliment my own breakdowns, but it
okay, great. So I'm glad that your own vanity is the reason that you got hopped off. Welcome to the MMA podcast. Already got the chat. Pac MMA's in there. What's up, Pac MMA? What's up? Lazy Bed with the comments. Who's that stud? He meant to say stuff. He corrected himself later. With the huge forehead and cool glasses and thumbnail. Sexy Timbo. Big Billy and the boys. Let's go. He refers to this right here. This right here. Boy. Hey. I was gifted this by the wonderful Christian Costello, who is the bottom square here. And I have saved it to wear on this podcast. I did wear it on the Anik and Florian, and the first thing John Anik said is, "Who do you have on your hoodie?" He thought it was Shane Victorino, the old baseball player, who's a huge MMA fan. He goes, "Why do you have Shane Victorino on your hoodie?" And I had to explain to him, so the people who are listening or watching who don't know, your boy doesn't do great with thumbnails. I'm not great with it. So I try to do AI to help me with thumbnails. I ripped this picture off Tim, probably on vacation, off his Instagram, and I put in the AI generator, have my friend's picture here leaving the casino with a bunch of cash, right? That was the prompt. And it basically just put another face. If you see closely, he's got 2 ears. He's got a it was the funniest thing ever. So I used it as a thumbnail, and because Timbo kind of swiped his stuff pretty clean. It's pretty hard to find photos of you without your baby boy Cam, and I don't want to put Cam on the world, let everyone hop on thinking he's going to join the podcast because he's so goddamn adorable. But another thing, congratulations, Timbo. You are now married. I saw the ring. Hey, congratulations, friend. That is a big deal. We're okay. Now, Christian is
that a softball ring?
He's a story topping you with the ring. He's ring topping you. Look at that. Ooh-wee. I'm glad you brought that up, Christian, because I don't get a lot of Colorado news out my way, right? You guys are out west. I did read an article that there was a man who was 40 that played in a rec league softball league that got suspended and banned for life for taking steroids. And I'm assuming that it's you. Is that the case? Did you take steroids?
Not yet.
I had my Mark Maguire dream about you.
I'm trying to have that baby first, but as soon as we crank one of them out, I'm going to get juiced up.
There you go. Get on that TRT.
The Cowboy Cerrone plan.
Hell yeah.
I try to get on TRT because I can't grow facial hair. I have I have no armpit hair, no body hair whatsoever. I just got a fucking hammer cock. That's about it. But I'm just I go to the doctor. I'm like, listen, I can't. Check my T, man, because I want to fucking get jacked to the tits. And I've told this before. I have high T. How the fuck do I have high? Like, not like abnormally high, but they're like, yeah, you don't need testosterone. So that's bullshit. Anyway, boys, this fight card's a doozy. And it's the middle of the day, which I love. I don't know if Christian likes it with that 2-hour time zone difference from me, Timo and I. What do you feel about this? What is the pay-per-view starts at what, 12 on your time?
You guys have this one better than me because the card starts at 8 and I got I have some stuff to do Saturday morning. So this is kind of inconvenient, I would say, but I don't. It's just 2 hours too early for me, but
okay, 2 hours too early. Not bad. What do you have to do Saturday morning before you get to the fights? I'm dying to know. At 8 a.m. Saturday morning.
I have to pick up the pants for my Halloween costume at the tailor.
Okay, what are you going to be?
I'm going to be the Tapatio, the guy from the Tapatio hot sauce bottle.
Yes,
nice.
Familiar. Okay.
So I'll show you when I shave all this off, but it should work. And then I have to. It might be too cold to work on the lawn, but I got to get the lawn ready for winter because I go to Hawaii on Tuesday.
Nice. Hawaii, visiting the
Hawaii,
parents,
brother.
Huh? Hey,
brother.
Max Holloway fighting on this card, brother.
Yeah, brother Max.
Yeah, brother. All right, here we go. First fight of the night, Bruno Silva. How many Bruno Silvas do you think there are in Brazil? Do you Do you think there's more Bruno Silvas in Brazil than there are like Steve Smiths in the United States?
Yeah.
Probably, right? Close.
Anyway, so many Silvas.
Yeah, he's plus 145 versus Ishmael Naurdiev, minus 175. Haven't seen Ishmael in a while. This dude used to fight at 170, coming up to 185 pounds, fighting Bruno Silva. Listen, short and sweet here. We got a lot of meat on this. A lot of meat on the bone. I like Bruno Silva here. I know Ishmael, he likes to grapple a little bit when he comes to strikers. We haven't seen him in almost 4 years. He is an okay striker, but he's going to want to grapple with Bruno Silva, which is his Achilles heel. But he gets up pretty well off his back, Bruno Silva does, and he lands really heavy strikes. Not the cleanest boxing, not the cleanest striking. It's kind of slow as fuck, but he's durable. He doesn't get put out. One of the few guys ever really take clean shots for Ferreira and not get put out. And we're hanging a plus 145 on him. I'm going to take him here against a guy who hasn't really been competing with the best in almost 4 years. So give me Bruno Silva. Christian, kick it off on your side here, bud. Who do you like?
Yeah, both these guys kind of stink, I would say. Bruno Silva, look, he should be coming off a win. That cheating dirtbag piece of shit, Chris Weidman.
Watch face.
Almost put
That's a Longo guy, brother.
You
gotta chill.
This guy's, well, oh my god, that guy's got to be
was milking it the whole time. He got poked in the
and
nose.
Oh my god! And the way Weidman acted after, he's like, "Well, you shouldn't have fallen down. You almost blinded a man in the cage." God,
he didn't almost blind him. He almost blinded himself. His eyeballs were into Chris's fingers. How do you think Chris's fingers feel, bro? He's got kids.
God. So,
God,
I mean, not only that, he looked horrible in that whole fight, and Weidman is absolutely worst. So, it's so hard for me to pick Bruno Silva after that. He's inconsistent, though. I mean, he goes the distance with Alex Pereira, then goes the distance with the, worst Chris Weidman. So, I'm still going to take the younger and faster.
Murdered by GM3, too, which was a weird, you're right.
Yeah.
Weird performances everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. He's I mean, just so inconsistent. Like, could he knock out Naurdiev in the first minute? Yeah, of course he could. He's done it to tons of people. I also hate Bruno Silva because you embarrassed me one time when I said that he might sub Alex Pereira, and you pointed out that he has never subbed anybody in his entire career.
I got you. Hey, don't worry. There's a lot of confessions happening on this podcast today. I got a few later that I'll share. It's all about being honest and checking yourself, before you wreck yourself.
There we go.
That's all it is.
But you give me Naurdiev. He's at least semi-consistent, and even if he does lose,
I'm sorry, you're taking Naurdiev. I am
taking Naurdiev.
Fucking
Yes,
Texas switch on me. I thought I had you written down for Silva. There you go.
Nah, a little younger and faster, and at least he's good. He's elite for like at least a minute or two. So
okay, all right. Timbo, do you guys know what the Texas switch means? By the way,
no.
It's like a sexual term. It's like when you and your buddy are banging the same broad, you just switch. Like preferably in the same room or separate rooms, you just go give a knock, and you switch. Have you guys ever participated in a Texas switch? Christian's looking off camera. I think Christian invented the Texas switch.
Never even heard of it.
Timbo, who do you like here, bud?
I'm wondering how the fuck this guy got back into the UFC. So he's 2-2 in the UFC, and then he goes to Brave and goes 4-3 there, and got finished 3 times.
Good manager. He's got a good fucking manager.
Yeah, I'm taking Bruno here. I mean, Bruno's had some fucking tough schedule. I mean, Chris Weidman's washed, but I mean, he's still a former champion. Obviously went the distance with Pereira. GM3 is a fucking awesome fighter.
Yeah.
Tony Ferguson's a former champion too. How's he doing?
No, he's not. That's a fake champ.
That's a fake belt, dude.
Fake belt.
Fake.
Yeah, so Brian counts interims. I know he does. We had this conversation. Yeah, there was somebody like he's a champ, and I was like, I can't think of who it is.
I can't remember if I did that, but typically I don't. But I don't remember it, so I can't partake on that. Justin has a good one. Bruno Silva round 1 KO.
Must have been one of your
plus
guys.
650.
Yeah, I like that.
That's a good
one. That's a good bet. This guy's been finished by way less more talented fighter. So give me Bruno Silva. I love that plus number. I'm shocked at this line.
He's playing it. Nice call there, Justin. All right, next up we got Ibo Aslan versus Rafael Cerqueira. How do you say his name, Christian? You got it, bud? You got it locked up?
Well, I don't really got to see. Probably Cerqueira.
Cerqueira. All right, so you got Cerqueira at minus 125. You got Aslan at plus 105. A couple strikers here. One Brazilian, one European. I think he's repping Europe, but maybe Turkey, maybe Eastern Europe. I don't know. Either way, Aslan had a lot of hype coming to the UFC. I was not really impressed with him And I don't know much about the Brazilian. I know he's got some decent wins on his record against some good guys. He's one of the few guys where you look into like the Brazilian record where they're really bad. You got to watch out because they fight cab drivers all the time down there, right? They fight every fucking weekend. This guy's actually fought some good competition, has some good wins and some striking. He's got some aggressive kicks and style to him that I think he's going to give Ason problems here. I was trying to get on the underdog side at plus 105. I like kind of a small baby puppy dog plus money there to get like a little quick double on your money. I just can't get it on Ason here. I think he's going to be too slow and too plodding. I think he might want to grapple at some point, and I think that's going to go bad for him. So give me the Brazilian, Cerqueira, Rafael, minus 125. I like that play. Timbo, what do you got?
I'm with you. I'll say something, I guess, later in the pod because I don't want to give away my picks already. But yeah, I mean, you're right. It is hard to trust these Brazilian records. But from what I'm hearing, dude can wrestle. He does have some submissions on his record, so maybe a prop line there for Cerqueira. Probably butchered that name. How do you say his name?
You nailed it. You fucking nailed it.
Cerqueira. Yeah,
nailed
so
it,
give me
bro.
him. I don't know much about either of these fighters, to be quite honest with you, but I'm going with the undefeated guy and maybe throw a sub prop just for funsies.
Christian, you got another lookalike here. CC looking like a gaucho CM Punk with the hat off. Man.
Oh man, I'll just not wear my hat next time, but my hair's so long right now. It gets to my eyes.
You got just so many lookalikes. I'm jealous. What do you got on this fight? Timbo, you too. Everyone's shouting out Timbo. I mean, they still don't think you're white, but Christian, who you got in this fight?
Yeah, I guess I'll be sure. I'm on the same side as you guys. I think Ebo absolutely sucks. His loss is to the Pleasure Man, who's not good. But I think the Turkish record, the Middle East record that he fights in, is just as fraudulent as any Brazilian record.
Sure.
So I mean, I don't even need to see Cerqueira fight against UFC talent. At least he's a black belt.
I do want to correct you though. He did not lose to the Pleasure Man. He knocked the Pleasure Man out.
He lost to the Pleasure Man. He lost to the Pleasure Man before that. That's his loss.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
But
I thought you meant
that was a really fun fight. Ebo's eye was all closed. He was pretty fucked up.
They moved this off the card too. I printed this off a couple days ago. This is like almost damn near to the top of the card.
Yeah, I have mine's more recent, so it's the one right before the.
Yeah, this is the featured prelim, which is surprising to me.
No shit.
I guess. I mean, they're expecting a exciting fight, but man, it's weird.
Yeah, these guys are both can crushers, but I'll take the black belt with like cleaner, more polished striking, who trains with Jailton Almeida, and I'm going to bet him by a sub. That's like plus 700.
Trinidad guy right here, plus 700 for Trin.
Oh, I'm on that too.
All right, that's not a bad play. We're all on the Brazilian. All right, next up, Renat Fakhretdinov minus 225 versus Carlos Leal plus 185. I've had the pleasure or displeasure, I guess, watching Carlos Leal fight in the PFL. Mid-tier guy, he's getting his shot on short notice. I think he's serviceable. I think he can go out there and maybe have some good fights. Fakhretdinov, however, even though I did think he got maybe exposed, I think he's still a pretty good fighter here. I think his aggression and his takedowns are going to be a problem for Leo. Leo likes to keep it on the feet. He's hard to put away. He's lost a lot by decisions. He's got some wins by striking, but I think the grappling of Fakhretdinov is going to take that out of him. Minus 225. I don't know if I'm going to get there with Fakhretdinov because, he kind of quit and gassed out in his loss in the UFC. So give me Fakhretdinov. Don't know if I'm going to play him at 225. Probably won't see him on my lock sheet. Definitely not going to hit the slime button, but minus 225. Maybe come Saturday, I'll get a little different on him. Christian, what do you think?
I mean, I just think that Fakhretdinov is going to kind of hold him down for 15 minutes. Just keep going after him. I'm sure that Leal will get up a little bit, but he gets stuck on bottom a lot. He's got kind of good cardio for such a jacked dude, for all that acai build. I think he'll have to knock Fakhretdinov out to win, but it's hard to knock somebody out off your back. So give me Fakhretdinov.
Fakhretdinov for Christian Costello. Timbo, what do you think here? You're going Leal?
Nah. I'm sure we'll have some picks that differ, but we're all on the same page here. Going Fakhretdinov. I think Christian nailed it. Obviously he's going to just spam takedowns, try to hold him down, maybe get a sub, but I'd like probably a decision win for Fakhretdinov here.
Yeah, the card's going to get a little more juicy, and I'm sure we're going to have some disagreements. But here we go. Fakhretdinov Basharat minus 750. Woo! Juice. Plus 525 for Victor Hugo. If I wasn't such a fan of the Basharat brothers, the Bash Bros, I would be looking at Hugo here. I think Hugo is an awkward guy to fight. He's got a unique stand-up style. He's pretty well-rounded, has the head of an alien. I mean, this guy's head is absurd looking, right? He is one of the few guys that cannot pull off bald. I don't think he can grow hair. And he looks like he's 107 years old to me, right? He's younger than I am. I think what year were you born, Timbo?
91.
Okay, so this guy's younger than you, which is crazy. I like
30
Basharat.
fights. Jesus.
I know. I like Basharat here. I think Basharat has better grappling and kind of better everywhere. I think the Bash Bros are good fighters. But again, if you're dog hunting and you're a guy that doesn't like playing chalk, you can find a worse line than Victor Hugo at plus 535. I think he's just kind of a bland fighter. I think he's just kind of, right? Again, he'll show up. He might not get put out. He might lose a decision or whatever. He might have some good moments, but I just don't think there's anything for me to run to him. But again, you're looking at value. You're looking at plus 525. It's not like Fakhretdinov Basharat is the best in the world right now. I don't even know if he's ranked. But, yeah, so that's my pledge on Victor Hugo. If you want to take a little shot on the dog, I'm not going to do that. Timbo, you taking a shot on the dog here? Are they barking for you at all, bud?
No dogs barking.
No dogs barking.
So the other Basharat brother lost recently, didn't he?
Yeah, it's a hobby, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alman Zahabi beat him, yeah.
And this one's always been the better one.
Yeah, I've heard both. I've heard Javit's better one, but this guy's better. I've heard this guy's better than in the room.
Those two Brazilian brothers, people do the same shit with them all the time.
Everyone does the brothers, right?
1 week's this one's better, 1 week.
Quick question. Here we go. Chat, this is for you as well. Excuse me. Who's the better Diaz brother, Nick or Nate?
Nick.
Oh,
Nate.
Nick easily.
That's a 50-50.
Prime versus prime.
I'm such an old school guy. I go Nick as well. Chat, sound off. What do you think? Nate. Justin says Nate. Christian said Nate. Nick all day by Lazy Beds. We got 3 Nicks, 2 Nates. Not even close by Justin, who says Nate. Trinidad says Nick. So we got 4 Nicks.
I think it's close because they both stink, but
take it easy.
Take it easy. All right, sorry, Timbo. We were talking about brothers, and that is a very good question because I think 50-50 would split on that. But go ahead, break this one down for me.
Not much to break down. I think Basharat, I get Hugo's got awkward style and whatnot, but I think Basharat gets him down. That kind of neutralizes that, and I'm sure he'll be shooting takedowns. So give me Basharat. I probably won't fuck with this line at all, though. Minus 750 is outrageous.
It's a
don't worry, I got a good line for you.
All right, here you go. Give us a good line, bud.
Yeah, so you broke this one down for a while, Brian, for a minus 700, minus 800 fight. Free Basharat to win. Pretty technically sound. Very boring. Just a minute winner. But Victor Hugo is a pretty powerful puncher, so I could really see him getting a knockdown and taking it back, a free Basharat, and at plus 3,500 on DraftKings for that submission. Oh, we shouldn't say that sportsbook because they suck so bad. The worst price sportsbook.
I'm not sponsored by them, but they do technically cut me checks, bro.
with those stingy lines they put out,
they've actually improved. They've improved.
Check to get to Vegas, bro. Let's
NBA. They're actually doing.
Wait till I cast that shit first before you start fucking doing it. All right, go ahead.
All right. Well, yeah, I'm gonna pick free Basharat, but I'll put $5 on Victor Hugo to sub at plus 3,500.
Well, yeah, 3,500 by sub is. I mean, listen, that's fine. What does Lazy Bet say? Keep in mind all night. If you think Hugo's likely to hit the cards, there are going to be plenty of home cooking for the local boys. That's true. I
have that. That's funny. I have that in my notes. Muslim versus Brazilian.
Yeah.
So yeah,
if you have, I mean, listen, it is just the way it is. In Abu Dhabi, there's been some funky decisions. My boy BJ Penn lost to Frank Yeager the first time they went to Abu Dhabi, UFC 112. BJ Penn, no one will tell me that. Listen, I know BJ Penn's career ended. Frankie beat him 2 more times, so it doesn't matter. But that first fight in Abu Dhabi at UFC 112, BJ Penn won that fight. I can't believe they gave that to Frank Yeager. All right, anyway. Next up, Kennedy Nzechukwu. I cannot pronounce this guy's name. He's another minus 750 versus Chris Baby Bear, Baby Boy, whatever. Barnett plus 525. Barnett, just a big tub of fat. surprisingly athletic, hasn't fought in a while. The last time he fought, he got beat up and he came back and won. This is a dude who was like really big in Japan and everyone wanted to come over and they didn't think he could cut the weight when he was in Japan. He fought at like 300 something pounds and kind of that like freak show stuff. But again, he is fairly athletic, but he's getting a little older. Huggy Bear is his name. There it is. And I just don't think he's ever been UFC quality. I know they need heavyweights desperately. Kennedy's going up to heavyweight to take this fight. He's a big boy, so it's not like that big of a leap. And I think Kennedy is a bit overrated at times. I think he's a bit inconsistent. Minus 750 is really hard for me to go with, but I'm gonna pick him because I just don't think Chris Barnett is even close to being UFC level. I know he's fun. He's got a great personality. I would love to see him maybe on a pre-fight show desk to show the personality, right? Because I think he's that kind of guy. But in the cage, I just don't think he's there. I think Kennedy is just so long, so big. He's going to piece Barnett up. Barnett ain't landing a wheel kick like he did against old big belly John Vellante. That ain't fucking happening. Give me Kennedy. Christian, who do you like in this? I guess
that was my guy,
fight?
Chris Barnett, not UFC level, but he has 2 wins in the heavyweight division. Because are you saying that none of the you're UFC level though? I bet.
Am I? I'm not UFC level. No.
Do you think you could beat Chris Barnett?
No, of course not.
Do you think you could beat the people he's beat?
unless he fought.
How about John Vellante?
Unless he fought our boy Harry Hunsucker. I don't know, dude. I'm old. I'm washed, baby. I'm not. I don't. Right. Listen. He's just.
That's fair.
He's there because of his time in Japan. He's got a good following.
Yeah, he's fun to watch. I like him.
If you're sticking up for him so much, why don't you take him, Hotshot?
Okay, I'll take him. Guy's got no ground, no cardio, no height, coming off a long layoff, but he's fighting a guy that just lost to OSP. So, and that Kennedy's probably never fought a guy that weighs 310 pounds in the octagon, and that's probably what it's probably what Chris Barnett weighs. Missed weight already. So yeah, give me the big boy.
He's fucking 5'9", dude. It's a different kind of weight. He's not like a
big. Listed a 5'9". He's probably 5'7".
That's true. I've never seen him in person, but whenever I meet these guys, like Andrei Arlovsky, he's listed at 6'4", or something like that. He didn't seem 6'4", bro. Like I met him. Smaller? He's taller than me. He was taller than me, but barely, right? And I'm not fucking 6'4". It was weird. It was at the Cincinnati card many years ago. All right, Timbo, you haven't gave a pick on this yet. We suckered Christian into taking the Chris Barnett pick. That's going to be down a point. He ain't getting his title back. What do you think here?
I think minus 750 is fucking crazy for someone who's not good, as our guy Justin pointed out. But, I mean, 8-inch reach advantage. It's crazy that he made light heavyweight being as fucking big as he is.
He's so big. He's so big, yeah.
So I'm interested to see, how he looks not having to cut weight.
Yeah.
Because he's a big motherfucker. And he's dangerous too. But again, the inconsistency, like we've seen him have violent knockouts and look really good in there, and then we've seen him just fuck up like he did against OSP. So give me Kennedy here. I think he does get a finish. He should get a finish. But that 750 money line is just crazy. I will trust that.
Yeah, if he doesn't get a finish, that is absurd. I mean, because Barnett gets hurt in fights as well. He's always going to slow down. There's a right here. Barnett's going through a lot of recent stuff, personal problems related to hurricane force. I mean, on the come up again, Chris has a chance, but I like Nzechukwu here. Yeah, so I mean, you're dealing with that hurricane shit. I mean, there's a lot to go on. I wouldn't be surprised if he missed weights again. All right, now we're starting to get
been horrible, haven't they?
Everyone just loves Safe Sayu. They think his mind is great. I think they're.
He just yells. He just is like, get up, get up, get up.
He's that kind of coach. I did not respond well to those kind of coaches when I trained. I did not like.
I'm trying. What do you think I'm doing? Do you think I want to just lay here?
Yeah, I respond well more to like the Greg Jackson. Like, all right, you're doing good there, cowboy Donald Cerrone. You know what I mean? Like he was very good. The only time I remember seeing Greg Jackson really lay into somebody, and maybe he knew that fighter needed it, was Carlos Condit in the Nick Diaz fight. Dude, he's fucking late. Or no, it was the Rory McDonald fight. Laid into Carlos Condit. Carlos Condit went out there and finished him. So, that's a good coach. Knowing your fighters, be right. Safe just kind of yells the whole time. But he has a good MMA mind, but he does lose. He's, if you stack like gym records, and it's not fair for big gyms, like American Top Team and stuff, because so many fighters come from there. But I bet Safe Saud, Fortis MMA, I bet the record overall is maybe losing, but I do think Safe's a good coach. I wouldn't respond well to his coaching, but I do think he's a good coach. All right, so we're on Kennedy. Now we're getting into some of the meat. I got a really strong lean on this fight. I got Abus Magomedov versus Bruno Ferreira. Abus is minus 142. Ferreira is plus 120. Ferreira has one shot only, and that is to knock him out. That's it. This guy, I think, is average. I think his wins are average. I think he is one-dimensional. I think Abus is... his last time out, he landed 6 takedowns. He has that in his bag. He has long-range striking. I think if he gets out of the first round without a knockout and he wears on Ferreira, I think he finishes his fight. I'm just now realizing this now that I didn't put him in my slime ball parlay. I'm an idiot. I might add him to make it a 4-legger come fight night. I'm all over Abus Magomedov here. I think he gets done. I think he gets a finish as well over Bruno, who is going to fade. But I like Abus. Anybody different on me, Timbo? What do you think?
I mean, Abus can fade too, man.
Sure.
He that Sean Strickland fight really fucking pissed me off.
He's been good since then, though. It's even in my notes. Look,
yeah. I'm on Abus here as well. He's just fucking way bigger than Ferreira, and I think just more talented everywhere. So this minus 142 line, I'm a big fan of this. I think that's really good value. Sure, the finish would be plus money, so I'll be riding that with you.
Trent has a great the general safe side. I also do not like being yelled at in wrestling. I need positive affirmation. I've already got a negative attitude. That's exactly what it is. I already lean negative. So when I'm sitting there and you're telling me I'm a big piece of shit, then I'm like, well, goddamn, I am. I can't battle back from that. But yeah, Christian, what do you like in this, bud?
You guys both said it really well. I completely agree with everything you said. Bruno's just kind of one-dimensional. Could I see him getting an early knockout? Of course. But I really like, other than what I saw in the Strickland fight, what I've seen from Abus. So same side.
Looks like we're all gonna be chasing Abus maybe more lock time, unless you guys have some strong leans later in the card. We all like next up a fight I'm really looking forward to. I think this is beautiful matchmaking by the UFC here. We got Mayabek Orai minus 325, which I'm surprised in line is that hefty, but he's a very good fighter versus Mantus Rebecky. It's actually Roundbecky. We did this on the Anakin Florian forever ago. It looks like Rybecky, but for whatever reason, it's Roundbecky. Plus 260. I think Roundbecky is a good fighter. I think he has the shortest arms in the UFC, maybe. I mean, the guy's arms are this fucking big.
Jesus, 66 inches. Holy shit, I didn't know that.
So small, bro. They're so small.
That's like, what's that? The Poppins girl that just got cut.
Yeah, McKenna, Corey McKenna. Yeah, it's the same fucking. Hers, I think, are 65. He is a strong dude. You're definitely not going to fucking armbar that guy. Good fucking luck. But Orai has a chin on him, dude. Like, he ate flush knees and just took it. And he goes out there and he looks good against good competition. Even before his UFC career, this guy's had a lot of hype around him. Elvis Brenner had a ton of hype. He went out there, demolished Elvis Brenner. Urso Medic, who's on a nice run, up a weight class as well. He did that at 170. Took out Uso Medic. This guy can grapple. I think he's a better grappler than Roundbecky. I think Roundbecky uses more strength in wrestling. I think Orai is going to negate that, and I think Orai is going to piece him up on the feet. It's not the cleanest in the world, but it is heavy. And Roundbecky with those short arms, he's just going to come up short, babe. He's just going to come up short. I like Orai a lot here. I'm slime forever. Sliming him up. I know it's a high number. I don't give a fuck. Screw you, Christian, you judging bastard. Taking him. And we're taking it to the bank, babe. Christian, go.
All right. Well, that was good timing because I'm on the other side. I think Roundbecky is a bit of a gasser. I think it's his fighting style. Not that he has bad cardio. He's just so aggressive. And like you said, he's always using muscle to do everything. It's not like, the smooth technical performance. I mean, he's just holding his breath, charging in and, just shooting giant blast takedowns. The thing is, he does have really good ground and pound when he's on top. And I do think he can hold Orai down for – I know that Brenner couldn't do it, but I think Roundbecky is going to be a little bit bigger. And with those little alligator arms, just kind of cinch him up and hold him down there.
Wrong.
Obviously, Orai probably should be the favorite, but I think it's disrespectful having Roundbecky at this sort of price. I like Orai. I think he's good, but he's very takedownable, and I think that Roundbecky can stay – I think he can hold that top a little bit better. I'm sure he will gas out and probably lose the third round, but I do trust him to possibly win the first two. I do think it goes to decision also.
F grade breakdown. Timbo, what do you got?
You've got a hell of a vendetta versus Roundbecky, don't you?
Me?
Yeah.
Why is that? Do I?
Didn't you bet heavy on him against Diego Ferreira?
Oh yeah. I have lost so many like fights where I'm like, so, the Jimmy Crute days of my revenge are kind of over. That they get put in the graveyard. But you're 100% right. I had a lot of money on Rebecky over Diego Ferreira, and he just did not show up. Thanks for bringing that up. I hate him even more. What a shitty pick, Christian. Timbo.
Shitty pick. I've got a vendetta against him, and I'm not over that type of shit, because when you tell me you're big on something, I fucking tail it.
Right, yeah.
And
sure.
I took Rebecky a live bet. I wasn't even watching the fight, but I did go back and watch it, and how he was fucking manhandled by Diego Ferreira is not a good look.
Yeah.
And Orai is, I think, much better than Ferreira. So give me Orai here as well. Well, I'm pretty heavy on him. I like that minus 325. That's a good parlay piece there.
That's a smart line. Tatum Temple. What's up, Tatum? In the chat. Next up, Jeff Neal with a G, baby. Old Jeffy Neal works at Texas Roadhouse. He don't give a fuck. Minus 285 versus Rafael dos Anjos. RDA plus 230.
Did you do that on Enoch and Florian?
I did. Yeah, I got a smile on it, John.
Okay. That's my favorite one of all the names.
Yeah, I've done it before. I try not to repeat myself as much. That's a problem in my life. I repeat my jokes a lot. Anyway, I think it's pretty clean cut and dry. I've really marinated on this fight because we picked this on the Enoch and Florian. And Rafael dos Anjos, RDA, he's got to get a takedown. And Jeff Neal isn't easy to get takedown on. The guy's takedown defense like 94%. He's very, very good at preventing takedowns. And on top of that, I just don't think RDA is great at 170 getting takedowns. I think that works more for guys at 155. He's a really in-between fighter. 165 would be perfect for him. I think he's undersized. I think he's undersized at 170 here. 155 is a good weight class, but he's getting older. I understand not wanting to cut the weight. He's a veteran. Jeff Neal, though, has laid some eggs, right? Like, he could have beat Ian Gary. Ian Gary fought timid as fuck in that fight. Lost a split decision. If he would have been a little more confident and a little more sure of himself, and I thought Saif Saud actually did a great job in his corner, he could have beat Ian Gary. And that, and Ian Gary just kind of danced around him. Jeff Neal has incredible striking. I think his hand power is a little overrated. I think his leg kicks and his head kicks, are great. Mike Perry doesn't get knocked out. He knocked out Mike Perry, with a head kick. That just doesn't happen. This dude's got some pop, but he needs to believe in himself. He's only lost to some of the really best in the world, besides Neil Magny, which was a really ugly loss by him, but he was going through some personal stuff. I like Jeff Neal here. He's sliming him up as well. I think he's going to piece up RDA. I think RDA is going to have a really good low kick game, calf kicks, chop up Jeff Neal, who's pretty a heavy boxing style, but there's no takedowns happening on RDA's side here. I have a nice little I don't have a green hammer this week. I have a little special one I'm throwing out, and that might be part of it. So, let's go, Christian. Oh, no, let's go, Timbo. I want to hear from Timbo. Timbo, what's up?
I love RDA, man. Dude's a fucking legend. Jeff Neal has the ability to look really fucking good, though. What he did to Vicente Luque, I was blown away by that performance. That was fucking flawless. Man, if this was like 6 years ago, RDA, it would obviously not even be close. It would be a different weight class as well. Go with your
heart, bro. Go with your heart. What is your heart?
I'm not going with my heart. I do that shit too often. I'm going with Jeff.
Hang on. I would never expose you with the chat, but you are the most ruthless guy when it comes to gambling. I don't know how many bets you do with your heart all that often. But go ahead. You're going Jeff Neal here?
Yeah, I am. I think it'll be close though. I might like that plus 3.5 play for RDA. Because I think he can get around. But
sure.
When Jeff Neal's on, he's pretty fucking hard to stop. And like you said, his losses are only to some of the best guys, and RDA isn't getting any younger. So yeah, minus 285. Give me Jeff Neal here. Probably decision.
RDA has been knocked out before. He does have a good chin, but he has been knocked out. It's all the way back at Eddie Alvarez took the belt for him by knockout. He's also got knocked out by one of the famous knockouts by Jeremy Stevens. Who else got him? Someone else got him. I feel like maybe not. But he has been clipped before. Again, the hand speed or the hand power of Neal is, I think, just kind of average, but I think he's going to put a lot of punches together. His speed's incredible. And RDA, again, is hittable. I think he's going to look to wrestle and fail there. Christian, you like RDA? You like Rafael dos Anjos?
Rafael dos Anjos. I've never been a huge fan of him. It's just always been really good, I think. Mm-hmm. I always struggle to say great. I think he was just so good at everything. has never truly excelled at something. And certainly he turns 40, I believe, on fight night, or 41. So, Shavkat's not really taking him down. I don't think a 40 or 41-year-old Rafael dos Anjos is going to be able to take him down. I think this really comes down to size and a little bit of youth. I don't want to do my Yanni the Greek accent again. That didn't go over well last time.
I liked it. I liked it.
I loved it.
Johnny the Greek, the smart you're playing. You gotta take the short money.
That's my Yanni.
Yeah. Fighters with a 6-year age difference and a 3-inch height difference. We see the younger fighter come out 80% of the time, and at minus 290, that's a 77% implied probability. So Jeff Neal is going to be our bet.
Bro, that sounds like a black dude trying to do a white dude. That doesn't sound
Dave Chappelle.
Like, Dave Chappelle when he does the white newscaster. That's exactly what it sounds like. But listen, I love the effort. I love the try. We're all on Jeff Neal. And believe it or not, I mean, Jeff Neal's had some great performances, but dude.
The nanny.
What's up?
Someone said he sounded like the nanny, Fran fucking Drescher.
Oh, yeah, the nanny. I can get my voice pretty high on the nanny there. But every time, I like Yanni. I have a small relationship with Yanni. But when he gets on the Contender Series, man, my wife always is like, it's like a blow dryer to her face on the TV. She's like, what the fuck is this guy's voice? He's
I like him. It's just fun to.
I don't mind him. Like he fucking makes money. Like he does MMA and he makes money on MMA. But dude, like you go to Vegas, the dude's banned from books. Like they won't let him play at certain books, and he plays all sports. Good? I guess so. I only really know his MMA stuff, and I think he's hit or miss MMA. But bro, MMA is like the hardest thing to bet. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
fuck yeah, it is.
Yeah. So I think Yanni is, and I've done his podcast before, and we've exchanged pleasantries like via DMs and stuff. He's a fucking nice guy. But yeah, Jeff Neal against Shavkat, which was an amazing fight, dude.
Yeah,
Shavkat obviously fighting for the title coming up in December. What a performance by Jeff Neal in a losing effort, dude. He fucking hit Shavkat with everything. To me, that put Shavkat over the top for me. When he walked through that shit, that was impressive. All right, next up, Shara Magomedov, the Pirate, versus Armen Petrosyan. Petrosyan plus 136, Shara Bullet minus 162. This line's moving a lot. This has got some juice. Shara Bullet's kind of a big deal. He only really fights in that side of the world. People love him. He's got a look. He's interesting. I was really lukewarm on him. I think he's getting his footing in the UFC. These guys apparently have sparred together, and Armen said they know each other's tricks. No one really came out and said, I got the better of him or whatever, but they're familiar with each other. I think Armen's going to try to wrestle here. I don't think he's going to go in a striking match with Shara Bullet. I think they both excel with their kicks. Their kicking game's phenomenal. Whenever two kickboxers in kickboxing or in MMA, when they come out with really good kicks, they're going to test their kicks, and they're going to quickly realize, I don't want to get checked by that dude, because if you can kick really good, you can check really good. That's why a lot of people don't kick Edson Barboza, because he fucking checks that shit, and he's got steel on his shins, and you're like, okay, I'm not doing that again. So I think it's going to play with the grappling and the hands. And I just like Shara Bullet as confidence. I think Shara is going to get it done here. I think he might give up a takedown too, but he's going to work to his feet. And I think he's going to piece up Armen on the feet with his hands. And Armen slows too. He's a little muscled up in my opinion, and he constantly slows. And a striker that wants to grapple maybe for 3 rounds, you're definitely going to get tired. I think Shara Bullet's going to win this one. Crowd's going to be behind him. I saw the chat say Shara. Justin said Shara by decision. I like that. Another slime ball as well for Shara. I put 1,000, a G bar on him on the Ankalaev. So I do like Shara. Yep. In this spot, I think Petrosyan's a little weak. I think he's going to have maybe a good round, and then that's it. Shara by decision. Trindade, Ray hot off the presses, plus 140. I can live with that. Christian, what do you got?
Yeah, that was a really dumb bet on Anik and Florian. Definitely threw away $1,000 there. May not have thrown it away, but you're going to have to sweat it. You broke it down perfectly, which is how I'm shocked that you came to the decision that Shara will win and that he's worth putting half of your stack down, even though it's fake money. I mean, it's still a competition, but
yeah, it is.
I mean, like you said, they're both good kickboxers. They're both looking to get leg kicks. So like all is about equal there. I think they both have 3-round cardio. Maybe I never thought of Petrosyan as kind of like a bricked up gasser. I don't recall seeing gas.
I didn't say bricked up. Don't put words in my mouth.
He's bricked up. No, he's fairly deep.
I think he's built, and I think he gets tired with those muscles.
Petrosyan's out here. Actually, he's better, fighting better fighters. Shara is he's gotten tailor-made matchups because he looks like some sort of character, and for some reason the UFC likes him. But
he's got to look, bro.
Yeah, that's what he is his look. But I mean, these guys are so similar as fighters. I'm just gonna go with the guy who has some takedowns in his arsenal against a bad defensive grappler, and that guy's the dog. So give me Armen Petrosyan.
And give me, you want to bet, bitch?
Yeah, I'll definitely bet on this one.
You want to go straight up 20, or I gotta give you some points here?
No, we'll just go straight up 20 on it. That's fine.
$20.
Yeah.
All right, Timbo.
Yeah, I think we didn't settle one last time, so write it down because I always forget to.
I always forget. That's funny. I literally was watching the fights, and I don't know if I was here. Anyway, I didn't have my paper in front of me. I'm like, what bet did I bet with somebody? And
that happens to me every week.
I'm writing it down right now. Christian is an idiot. Take his money. Got it. Got it written down. It's in the books. All right, go ahead, Timbo.
Perfect.
I think CC, that might have been your best breakdown of all time, and I'm fucking right there with you, dude. This dude, man. I was really hoping Magomedov was going to be a bigger favorite, just because, again, he's got a cool look. He's fucking blind in one eye, and I mean he's fun, but I don't really think he's that good personally. You know, he's got good kicks, but like he throws good volume, but he doesn't really have that power. At least from my perspective that I've seen, and he can't stop a takedown. So this isn't a short notice fight. Petrosyan, I'm assuming, has trained for this particular opponent who can't stop takedowns. Petrosyan by a decision. I'm fucking all over that one.
If Shara lands him with 2 strikes around, he'll get the decision. So a lot of home cooking talking going on right here. I love this guy. First off, I'm not just sharing this because he's actually on my side here, but his YouTube picture of Nick Cage with like blonde hair, and then Cyrus the Virus, which I believe is a reference to Con Air, which starring Nick Cage. That's incredible.
Like Ashley's favorite movie.
Put the bunny back in the box. I mean, it took me a while to get around on Con Air because I didn't love Nick Cage when growing up. I prefer like Stallone and Schwarzenegger. But as I get older, I'm like, it was on TNT one day, and I'm like, all right, sure, let's put this on. And I'm like,
it's on TV all the fucking time.
It's so corny and great, and it's just like, I mean, Nick Cage stays on the plane so Bubba Gump doesn't die of fucking his diabetes, and then Dave Chappelle's randomly in it, and Steve Buscemi's a skinny little. I mean, it's a fucking great movie. Nick Cage, just the guy knows how to do it. All right, next up, Magomedov Ankalaev -410. Versus Alexander Rakic, +320. I got a little bullish on this on the podcast on Ank and Florian for being a +320 underdog. I'm taking Rakic here. I think Ankalaev, I watched him fight live. I think he's very good. And I think if he's going to have to win impressively to get the title shot, which I don't think is fair. I think he's earned it. I definitely think he earned it over Clear Roundtree. No disrespect to Clear Roundtree. That was an amazing fight. But Ankalaev deserved that spot. I get it. That maybe they don't want to expose Pereira's grappling or whatever the case may be. But Ankalaev in Vegas, when I watched him fight 2 years ago in Gian, he got pieced up on the feet. This is a guy that's talking, I'll strike with Poatan, I'll strike with, and then he had a result. He got his leg kicked off and almost got finished by leg kicks and had to go back to grappling. I don't think he's going to be able to really grapple Rakic like he has been able to do in the past. When he doesn't win the striking, he puts you to the mat. Rakic is a big dude who's really improved his grappling, has good striking. You know, he got bullied a little bit by Yuri. It was kind of a sloppy fight. He slowed down a little bit. I think if he fights within his range here, I think he can win. Ankalaev is the rightful favorite. I'm just seeing +320 Alexander Rakic, which Ankalaev could be looking past this fight. He could already be calling out Poatan. He knows. And I think he might have to fight outside himself just a little bit because Dana already said or maybe not Dana, but the UFC's already said, this guy's got to win impressively if he wants a shot. And I think he might fight outside of himself and could get him in trouble here. Rakic is no pushover. And I'm not high on Rakic. I've picked against him quite a bit. But I think in this matchup, this is a bad matchup for Ankalaev. I think Rakic could do something here. If this was a pick 'em fight, I'm going Ankalaev. If Ankalaev was like -180, I'm going Ankalaev. But +320 on Rakic, yeah, baby.
Hello? Okay, this is Dog.
Okay, this is Dog. Not my dog lock. We'll do that at the end, but I love it. Let's go, Timbo.
I see your point. There is good value there. I'm not picking Rakic. Nah, I can't do it. I think Magomedov is too good everywhere. He does have power, and the pressure's on him again to not fucking have a snoozer. And again, plus 300. I'm not hating on that pick whatsoever. That is good value there. I may even bet that, put in like a long shot parlay or something. But for the sake of the pick'ems, I'm going Ankalaev. I think he'll dictate how this fight goes, and I don't see him being in danger anywhere. He's real safe. I don't see him getting hit, or at least not enough to lose a decision. So probably Ankalaev by decision more than likely.
Nice.
But
yeah, I like that play as well. I think if Ankalaev wins, it will be by decision. And I'm not necessarily saying he has to have a finish. If he dominates a guy like Alexander Rakic, I think that gives him a title shot. It just can't be like boring. Like the Paul Craig fight that he lost. I mean, he just laid on Paul Craig. Those don't win you fights anymore in the UFC. Rakic is hard to lay down. He's huge. But I want to go back to Lazy Bed Comics. It's a great joke. Con Air, great movie, terrible blow dryers. That's just a sweet little, just great little boop snapper right there for Lazy Bed. Need to get out on the podcast. Christian, what do you got?
Yeah, you guys both made some good points. Same sort of stuff I'm thinking. I guess I do see the line as being wide, especially because if it's just a kickboxing match, there's no reason Rakic couldn't take a round or Ankalaev take a round. It should be very close if that's the case. You always hear the talk about Ankalaev getting takedowns. He averages 1 per 15 minutes. So there's like this thought. I think it's probably just because he's the Dagestani guy that, he does that
he gets 115 because they don't get up on him. He takes them down. They don't get up.
Yeah. I mean, but all of his fights go 15 minutes. So that's still only 1 per. Well, he averages, I guess, 1 every other round. He averages 11 minutes of fight time. But yeah, I mean, he's good at holding people down. If he gets Rakic down, I'm sure he'll hold him down. I was going to go with the plus 3.5 bet here.
Love that.
Because I'm almost certain he can win around, and I doubt Ankalaev will finish him in any way. I think especially early, I wouldn't be surprised if he can win around. So that's the way I'm going to approach it. But in terms of just a pick, I got to go with Ankalaev here. I did see, I don't know if that's GOMT in the
Hold on, Justin's got a great
it's a little
one.
higher.
I fucking love that. I love that energy.
Parlay, you say 13 cents on all the dogs will win you 247.
All right. I'll bet. I will bet that. But does Ankalaev have staff right now? Because as somebody who just
got staff or Ank out cold. Listen, GOMT might know something. Ankalaev has staff. He might have that in. I don't know. Usually people break down like the promo photos, like when they're getting, I saw like Toporia's got like a crazy like belly button on his thigh. Did you see that? Like right above his knee.
I saw that. Yeah.
Like
what the fuck was that?
It's obviously some kind of scar, but it looks like an extra belly button.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
weird. So maybe he does. I don't know. I just
didn't
know
work out
Ankalaev
too well for Saint-Denis. I just got over my Empatigo. That was
here we go. GMT. They posted a promo photo, bro. Anka staff. Boom. There we go.
Yeah. Oh, okay, plus 3.5, or maybe I'll just switch my bet altogether. Whew.
So who are you taking for the picks?
I'm gonna go with Ankalaev still.
All right, chicken shit.
Smart money.
All right, Lerone Murphy. Listen, no disrespect to either of these guys. I don't think this fight should be as high on the card. Lerone Murphy minus. They're obviously giving.
This fight stinks.
They're obviously giving Dan Ige a good handshake, a good payday. You hopped in on an hour's notice against Diego Lopez, bro. We're gonna put you in Abu Dhabi. We're gonna put you up there. Lerone Murphy's a good matchup for him, I think. But Lerone Murphy minus 290, Dan Ige plus 235. A little surprised by the line. Kenny Florian. We were talking offline, and he likes Ige a lot in this spot. He thinks Ige is just a little too rough and tumble, and Lerone Murphy's very perfect. Now it's kind of my breakdown of Kenny Florian. He does very good striking. His leg kicks and his hands placements are great, but when you get like kind of a bruiser in there, like a Dan Ige, who does have good technique, but he's also a bruiser, and you can't finish him, you can't hurt him, right? He's going to be there all 3 minutes. That's a problem, right? And can Lerone Murphy handle that? This is a big step up in competition. Lerone Murphy, I think, has looked amazing. Everything wants me to switch my pick to Dan Ige here because of the plus money, but I can't. I'm going to go with Lerone Murphy. I think a decision is the way to go here. I just don't see anybody finishing anybody here. Lerone Murphy's got okay power, but better speed than power. If anybody wins by knockout, I say play Dan Ige by knockout. If he catches Lerone Murphy, again, chin hasn't been tested yet. Dan Ige can snap a little bit. So give me Lerone Murphy. Timbo, what do you like?
I like this fight to go to decision first and foremost. But Lerone Murphy, I love it. I like this guy. I don't love him because he's not the most entertaining. And again, he's very safe in there. He fights not to lose, I think, sometimes, but it's kind of like the black GSP, to be honest with you. That's how I kind of see him. But yeah, I think Murphy by decision is a really fucking good bet. Probably maybe get plus money on that, but at least
Cyrus the Virus said Murphy by decision is currently even money. So
yeah, love it.
It's a better price because I do not see him finishing Danny Ige. He doesn't have the submissions, and I don't think he has the power. The only time I've seen Danny Ige hurt was against Barboza to the body. So Lerone Murphy does have good kicks, could kick the body, but bro, I think if you took a shot from fucking Barboza to the body and you're okay. I mean, look at Dan Hooker. That dude doesn't get put away. That guy's an animal, and he took some shots from Barboza. Couldn't even walk. Christian, what do we got here, babe?
Yeah, I don't know where Cyrus the Virus found that line at. Trin says minus 160. That's our line guy. But if that's even money, then that you got to hammer that.
Listen, Lerone Murphy, that's on DK. So Cyrus is playing with some of those.
FanDuel's probably plus 160.
Yeah, Cyrus is playing with some of those fucking black op books. This dude's fucking, he's on the dark web getting these lines, dude. The name's Cyrus the Virus. He's a badass. Minus 160 seems like more of an appropriate line. DK, it does seem a little inflated to me as well, but I think everyone is on agreement that that's how the fight's going to go. Christian, what do you got?
Yeah, I mean, I just don't see how Dan Ige really beats Lerone Murphy. Maybe he's like a better submission grappler, but I still don't think he could submit him. So if you have to get on top and kind of hold him there, but when you're trying to submit somebody, it's tough to hold that position. So I don't really see that happening. I don't think Dan Ige will get close enough to knock him out. It's just Lerone Murphy's so smart with his distance. He barely gets hit. He gets hit like 2 times. What is it? It's like doubled up. It's 501 hits people and he gets hit 2.6 per minute. I mean, that's insane.
Bro. He's so fat, and his cardio too. Like he's pretty shredded, like lean but shredded for and you think he would slow down a little bit because he's very explosive. He's not like high volume, but that dude's cardio is fucking on point too.
Yeah, I mean his only hole is really his takedown defense. Dan Ige doesn't go there a lot though, but yeah, I mean Lerone Murphy is really like just a super well-rounded like creative fighter. So I think he's got him. I'm going to take that. Definitely that decision because nobody finishes Dan Ige really. No. I mean, it's been a long time.
He's so durable. I mean,
I hope he wins though. I mean, Lerone Murphy, I thought lost to Santos, so I'd love to see him actually get the loss he deserves. And I like Dan Ige.
He was definitely losing that Santos fight, and I can see how people thought he did come back. But it doesn't matter if he lost, he lost. But yeah, that was a very good point. He had all he can handle with Santos. And if Diego Lopez doesn't finish you in an hour's notice, on like 4 hours notice in the first round, and Diego's a finisher, I don't think Lerone Murphy's going to do it. I think the block of the night is Lerone Murphy by decision, or the fight's get a decision. Trin says 135 on FanDuel for Lerone by points, and then Justin says 140 on Fanatic. So better lines out there than on DK. Again, Cyrus the Virus on those fucking that underground website, which I love. His bookie's sitting right next to him right now, telling him what the line is. All right, now we got some meat, boys. These final 2 fights, dude, got me ready to flip up the table with my fucking dick. Robert Whittaker plus 200 versus Chimaev minus 245. So I said earlier we're going to do some confessions. We all have skeletons in our closet, and I'm ready to tell mine. So you guys know I'm an MMA mind. I've been watching MMA since I was 15 years old. I love the sport. I am privileged and honored to be on the Anakin Fornia podcast. I did this podcast as whatever. So I find myself, and I consider myself an expert. And someone pointed out to me that I am a professional gambler because even though I don't gamble for my career, I do get paid for my picks via Anakin Fornia. That makes you a professional. So years ago, my buddy and I, Steve, who I've been friends with since 2nd grade, watch all the fights together, go to Vegas together. He was high on John Jones, and I was not. I thought Ryan Bader and Phil Davis were better than John Jones.
Wow, that's a fucking
and
confession.
then John Jones was
you are not forgiven.
No, Ryan Bader got destroyed by John Jones, and I went, okay. So I immediately flipped on John Jones. I wasn't stubborn. I'm like, this guy's the real deal. It took me a while for Hansa. You guys know. I picked Reese McKee over him. I was stubborn. I missed the boat on this guy. And as an MMA mind, missing the boat on a talent like this is kind of unforgivable. And I wanted to bear my cross with you guys. I have since flipped. I am a big fan of Khamzat Chimaev. The Gilbert Burns fight, actually, he showed like heart. Like he had to dig down deep and win a 3-round fight against a legit dude. So I just want to confess that I'm an honest person, whatever. And you don't need to sign all my confessions and comments. I'm not going to put them behind a paywall, like some other people out there. 3 tiers. You don't have to do that with me. You know, people don't know this, but I am a multi-millionaire, but I'm still going to put things behind paywalls, but I won't do that between you. That's for other people. I'm going to keep it 100% real, 100% free, as well as the Ankalaev. That will be always free as well. Long story short, I like Khamzat Chimaev here. I found him. He's a fifth gear first round. But then when you come down to fourth and third gear, it's not as impressive. He might be the best 1-round fighter in MMA. Might be, but bros. Like Francis Ngannou had that title for a while. Tom Aspinall has that title for right now. Khamzat's there. He just doesn't fight enough because every time he trains, he almost fucking dies. Like, I don't know what's going on with his body. But I like Khamzat here. I think he's the blitz. I think he's a blitz Whittaker early. And if you can chase this line for me, because I don't have it written down, I should have been more prepared, but I'm going Khamzat, and I'm placing this knockout round 1. I think he's got to take Bobby Knuckles out round 1. I'm going to place that bet, and then if Robert Whittaker gets out of round 1, then you switch, you hedge, you Timbo it, you flip it. But right now, pre-flop, I like Khamzat. Christian, what do you got?
Dang it. That's the opposite of what I thought you were going to do. I was sure you were going to go with Robert Whittaker, and I had already written down notes of what I was going to say to you. Yeah. I was going to tell you that's an F grade, and I was going to say, no, Brian, that's a Jerome Rivera grade.
Sure.
But unfortunately...
Bro, you don't know me as good as you think you do. My buddy listened to Anakin Florian text me and said, what the fuck? I already bet on Robert Whittaker, dude. Like, you never picked Chimaev. I'm like, I'm changing my ways, bro. All right, go ahead, Kristen.
Yeah, dang it. I was great. I was going to eviscerate you in front of all of the chat, in front of Timbo, your kids, bro. Erica.
Yeah, they're all right here in the corner. They're watching.
Oh, man. So look, Robert Whittaker is, one of the best middleweights we've ever seen. And I think what's getting lost is after the Ankalaev win, after he beat an unranked fighter who was on 2 weight cuts in 1 week's notice in 3 different countries, is that he looked shop worn even before the Dricus fight. And then Dricus beat the shit out of him. He absolutely ragdolled him, mollywopped him. It looked horrible. So I'm going to look at the couple fights I saw before that, rather than the fight against an unranked fighter, when he's now facing probably the best MMA wrestler that there is right now, and maybe that we've ever seen. Look, he's got gas tank issues. It is what it is. But Whittaker's getting chewed up by people early and often, and we're seeing it more and more. And nobody has the aggression, the skill, and whatever it is that Khamzat's early. I hear people say, "Oh, if Whittaker can survive, how are you gonna bet on a guy that you're gonna like? Oh, all he has to do is get his ass beat for 2 rounds, and then we'll be all right." That's stupid. Agreed. So give me Chimaev here. I mean, when you have somebody this talented against somebody that's showing his downslope as bad as Whittaker is, I mean, this is all day. This is at minus 240 or whatever. That's a generous line.
Can I ask you a question, Christian?
Yes.
Did Robert Whittaker date Molly before you guys got together? Because you got some fire for this guy, bro. You got some fire from him, bro.
Molly, she liked the brothers before me.
Really?
No brother.
Good for Molly. Getting out there, getting it. Hey, yeah. I love it. So you're on.
It doesn't sound like the chat. Doesn't sound like the chat. Doesn't sound like the chat. Like my brain. Y'all are a bunch of dorks.
Hold on. Kieran is MMA Takes podcast #1 fan, right? He is shredding you to pieces, bro. He is. Let me tell you something. He lives in Arizona. He might drive to Colorado and fucking smack you in your face. Christian, what do you got? Or Timbo, excuse me. What do you got?
I was like, you want me to do it again?
No, sorry. Yeah, yours was.
It was that good though. It was that good.
Very great breakdown. Sorry, I should compliment you more. That was very great.
And I'm going to preface this by saying I love Bobby Knuckles. So I think Whittaker is fucking cool as shit. I fucking love that guy. But with that said, Christian's not far off on his analysis there. Mm-hmm. He gets hit way too often. I'm not betting anyone against Khamzat ever until proven otherwise. Mm-hmm. Gas tank issues, I understand, but we've seen Robert Whittaker now. This dude gets dropped every fight, and he's not getting any younger. I know he's not old, but the damage is it's taking its toll on him as he continues this. And Khamzat can fucking crack and wrestle. But yeah, I'm bullishly confident on Khamzat this weekend, and I love the line. I think there's really good value there, and I love the finish. Obviously, I think he does have to finish him, and if it does get to the 4th and 5th round, we'll see. Because like that 3rd round against Usman, shit was getting shaky. But I think he fucks Whittaker up, unfortunately.
Yeah. Kieran is going nuts. He's a big Bobby Knuckles fan. Listen, we all love Bobby Knuckles here. I just think it's a bad matchup for him in the wrong time. And if he gets out of round 1, believe me, I'm running from the Bobby Knuckles hills.
He flawlessly KO'd an unranked guy that was, as Christian said, was like doing double weight cuts and on short notice.
He literally just fought a KO dude in the 1st round.
Kieran's losing his mind.
Yeah, Kieran is hot, and I fucking love it. I love passion. I love people who are sticking up for their guys. Yeah, listen, Bobby Knuckles is a great guy. People I know in the industry literally have said, I always pick people's brains. Like if I know a celebrity, I'm like, hey, is that celebrity a fucking asshole or whatever? Like I do that with Evan Longoria. I was like, hey, do you know Josh Donaldson? Like I got some beef with him. Is he a fucking asshole? So I get the dirt on people, and I've talked to several people in the UFC world who say Bobby Knuckles is first class. So everyone obviously roots for him. He's an exciting fighter. He's an elite fighter. But man, Chimaev at fucking in that 1st round is such a handful. All right, main event time. God damn, I'm so excited for this fight. Ilia Topuria minus 270-ish. Max Holloway, Blessed Holloway plus 190. They got into a little bit at the press conference today, a little sparky spark. Max usually stays pretty calm. Stay pretty calm. Just Ilia kept interrupting him, and he kept telling him, brother, we're adults, brother. Let me talk, brother. Max Holloway, since he has started sparring again, I think has really changed the way he strikes. He knocked out Justin Gaethje, and before he knocked out Justin Gaethje, his boxing, his striking, his distance looked phenomenal. On top of that, the knockout of Korean Zombie. I know, listen, Korean Zombie's washed, whatever, but old Max Holloway, washed Korean Zombie or not, would have just pieced him up by volume. He wouldn't have knocked him out. Sparring, yes, it's bad for your brain. Yes, you got to limit it. He took 6 years off. Now he's back. It helps you with your timing. It helps you know how to sit down on punches. You hit a guy in sparring, you feel it. Like, oh, fuck, I cracked that dude. You can read body language. I'm so glad that he's back to sparring because he has looked so much better since doing so. Max could not get over the Volkanovski hump. Now you got the Topuria. Topuria ran through Volkanovski. Yeah, the 1st round was whatever, but you could watch that 1st round and know Topuria was coming with something, right? Yeah, maybe Volk won the 1st round, but everyone watching that was like, this is fine. Topuria is special. He's another guy I've been a little slow on. I picked Bryce Mitchell to beat him. He absolutely beat the brakes off Bryce Mitchell. The only knock on Topuria so far in his MMA career is he's been dropped with a head kick, left head kick twice. Once outside the UFC, once in the UFC by Jai Herbert. Yeah, he hasn't lost. He hasn't got finished, but that is a special thing there because Max Holloway is a cerebral fighter. His coaches are geniuses. They're very good. He's going to get this guy ready. Max Holloway does not check leg kicks. Topuria is going to need a leg kick. And I think Topuria is going to wrestle. I think his grappling, his wrestling is very underrated in this spot. We don't see Max really deal with a ton of wrestlers. The last time he got wrestled, besides, I think Korean Zombie maybe got him down. Someone got him down recently, but he doesn't deal with it that much. In his early UFC career, he got submitted by Dustin Poirier on the ground. Like Conor McGregor dominated him on the ground when McGregor blew his knee out. I know he's gotten better and stuff, but Topuria is special in that area. The judo, the wrestling, the jiu-jitsu, his chokes are unbelievable. Ilia Topuria on DraftKings Sportsbook is plus 500 by submission. That is what I'm going to play. However, my pick is Blessed, baby. I think Max Holloway, yeah. I think Max Holloway is too durable. I think Ilia Topuria's favorite fighter is Ilia Topuria. Ilia Topuria is going to get a tattoo of himself on himself. He has posters of himself on his wall. I think that's a good thing to an extent, but I think when he thinks he's going to land a shot on Max and Max doesn't go away, that's going to fuck with you. Come 3rd or 4th round, the same thing with Josh Emmett. He had to resort to grappling. With Max is a dog. Max is going to dig deep for the 3rd, 4th, and 5th rounds. If Max will get KO'd, I don't think he's superhuman, but we haven't seen it yet. And his sharpness on his hands have looked phenomenal against a guy like Justin Gaethje, who's got big power, and against a guy like Korean Zombie, who, again, isn't dangerous at that point, but Max dominated. That looked great. My only issue with picking Max, because it's an underdog line, plus 190. I'm not laying big money on him. I put $500 on the Anakin Florian, but the weight cut. I typically don't like guys jumping up and then jumping down. Max looks so good at 55 against. He filled out really good against Gaethje. Now he's coming back down, and he's a fucking big dude. He's not a small 45er, so it'll be interesting. But I'm gonna take Blessed because of the number. But I am also gonna hedge myself a little bit because I do think if Topuria wins, a lot of people think by knockout, a lot of people by decision. All those things are possible. I don't have a crystal ball, but I think submission's on the board, and you're giving me 5-1. Colby, taking the shot. Christian, what do you got? Take Topuria, you little square-headed boy.
To be the best, you gotta beat the best, and the best is bliss, brother.
Brother.
Well done.
Brother.
It is what it is.
Brother Max, come hang out with me next week. I'll be in Poipu because I think he's gonna need a little R&R because unfortunately, he's gonna get knocked out.
You think Topuria is gonna knock out Max? That's what you're calling.
Yeah. You know, I was wrong last time. I said Gaethje was gonna do it. Gaethje is like a freight train going at like 30 miles an hour, and that's how he destroys people.
Well,
Topuria is like a
Gaethje's-
dude
you
on a
Gaethje's
motorcycle going like 150 miles an hour.
Hang
And that's
on,
how
you and Gaethje are wiener cousins, though, right? Like
Ask
you
him, my
fuck-
brothers.
Yeah, ask him. You fucked some of the same chicks, right?
I'm not sure. I don't know if we are.
Yeah,
or not.
you've never crossed paths. Yeah, that's a yes. Look at him.
I don't know.
He fucking Texas switched with Gaethje. Look at this guy playing.
Yeah, I'm a lot older than Gaethje. I'm
that's
RDA's
true.
age, not Gaethje's age.
I forget that you're so goddamn old. Go ahead, Chris.
I turn 41 tomorrow. How about
It's
how
your
about
birthday
that?
tomorrow. Nice. Happy
Yeah.
Oh, man.
birthday.
Yeah.
Happy
Timbo,
birthday, brother.
is your birthday in December, Timbo?
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, see, I thought someone was in December. Sorry, I know it's not December, but happy birthday, Christian.
Thank you. But yeah, Brian, that was a great breakdown. I love listening to it. I was just like staring at the camera, like, man, this guy is a shark.
I did the old flip. Everyone thought I
You
was on
did the
Topuria,
Texas
and
switch. You did the
old
Texas switch on us.
The old Texas switch. Yep, sure did.
That's the Cincinnati switch.
Yeah, baby.
So yeah, I mean, this is it's a cool matchup. I think most Max Holloway matchups are pretty interesting. I mean, this guy's got the best volume and the most times hit in UFC history. So I mean, obviously a must see TV at all times. I think I'll just kind of focus on more of a negative real quick. Topuria, the way he put and really the way he's knocked almost everybody out, he kind of has to pin him against the cage and like he gets in there and then
Sure.
needs a planted.
His reach
to really
is a
knock
little
him
bit
out.
of a
Yeah.
problem. He cuts distance really well and strikes. Yeah.
And but he needs them in one spot, like kind of corner,
Sure.
to get that big hook off on him. And the thing about Max is he always is moving. He's always left,
Circling.
always right, always forward, always backwards. And that was like the kind of what I saw in I'm like, man, Topuria is so fast, so much more powerful. But I mean, Max is always on that bike. The thing about it, Max has had flaws. Max has had moments where he's looked, he's had fights where he's looked, not human. He's looked not, he's looked kind of washed or past his prime. But I mean, obviously in his last fight, he looked as good as ever. And like you said about the sparring, that could be the thing. Topuria has honestly been perfect other than that Jai Herbert almost knockout. And I picked Jai Herbert in that fight. So I was like, yeah. But I mean, Topuria, what he did to Volkanovski, I know that was a lesser version of Volkanovski. But I mean, Volkanovski chewed up and spit Max out in their last fight. And again, that was a prime version. So I think this is going to be closer than the line says. I'll just keep talking myself in circles, but I just think a little more speed and a little more power on Topuria's side. And I am going to go the knockout, but the more I'm talking about this, I'm like, how is he going to hit him? How's he going to hit him?
That's why it's such a good fight. The more you talk about it, the more you sway yourself in every other direction. So
now I'm like, I talked myself back to like decision, and then I'm like, well, Max has this advantage. Like, I didn't even think about the submission. Like, to get this close to the ground.
I'm
going to stick with my original pick. I'm going to back off the KO pick for now. I do think Topuria can win the fight.
I was just going to support your KO pick. I like submission because of the number, but if you can't catch a guy, and you want to slow a guy down, he's got a great chin. What do? You go to the body. Topuria's body shots are fucking lethal. And I'm sure Max can take a body shot. He's durable. He's been in there with everyone. But when you get 5 rounds of body shots, you're going to try to stop circling, and you're just going to pray to take one to the chin because body shots are brutal. So I see Topuria wanting to wrestle, and then when he does close Max's distance, if you can't find that chin, he's going to touch the body. It's easier to hit than the chin at times. So it's really interesting. It's going to be a really fun chess match, and I'm dying to know what the champ Timbo says.
Yeah.
What we got, babe?
I don't think I'm the champ, brother. You're the champ.
Am I the champ? Oh, fuck yeah, I'm the champ. Yeah, all right. We should put money on. We talked about that. We should put like the winner gets $20 or something. Like, you know, because I always forget, but I ain't going to forget that $20 that next morning going, I can buy someone this. I'm holding it like I would be on my phone. Like I'm holding it like that's how old I am. Fucking holding like a $20. It's Venmo or Cash App. All right, Timbo, what do you got?
So, CC, you took Toria?
I did. I could see me talking myself back towards the end of it, but I'm gonna stick with my Toria.
Yeah, that's a smart move. Toria is pretty much like Hamza for me now, and I'm never going to bet against him. I can't. Dude's fucking really good everywhere. And I love Max, and I hope fucking Whittaker and Max both win. That would be awesome. I'd be happy. I'd lose money, but I'd be, as happy as I can be. But I think Ilya gets it done inside the distance, probably pretty early. He's just fucking dangerous as shit. Yeah. And like dangerous. You said, the weight cut, I'm not a fan of that. Obviously we saw with Volk went up to fight Islam, right? And then he went down.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he went up and then went down, just like Max is doing. And when he went back down, he got fucking cracked.
Yeah. So I mean,
he got cracked at 155 too. But
yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love for Max to win, and I don't think he doesn't have a chance. But I think this line is pretty spot on. But Toria, I think is like minus 250, and that's about right. So I think the can't lose parlay is going to be Toria and Khamzat. But yeah, I think he gets it done inside the distance, and I don't want to see it. It's going to be fucking sad. But
I want there to be a Twitter account, and I could probably easily do this, but I'm lazy, so I won't. Of all these guys that come that are now like one of the best in the world, champions, whatever, that debut in the UFC and what their number was, because Toria was an underdog against Damon Jackson.
Wow.
Yeah, a slight underdog. I remember vividly getting my like plus 115 or whatever it was. Against Damon Jackson.
There was another Shavkat was an underdog to Cowboy Oliveira.
There's so many that were probably dogs.
Remember, I loaded up on that one.
Nowadays, especially back in like the Wild West of MMA betting, right before I got into it, Vegas didn't know how to set lines. So guys that would come in, like Khabib, I bet you he was a dog maybe coming in. I don't know. Like, it depends who he fought. But it's interesting to look back at what these guys were coming in and what they are fucking now. There's someone in the chat that said, right here, Lazy Bed said, you're not going to get many opportunities in life to get Max Holloway at plus money. You got to take it.
Good
you know
point.
what I mean? That's a great point.
I've got he's been a dog quite a few.
But he's lost all three times.
Dog in his last fight.
Well, yeah, was the dog against Gaethje? Yeah, you would know. You took the favorite in Gaethje.
Oh, I lost. I took a fucking bath on that one. That's my second biggest losing bet ever.
So let me read my bets, my slime ball, and then the special bet, and another bet. Timbo or Christian and I have a $20 bet against Shara and Petrosyan, excuse me. You have Petrosyan, I have Shara Bullet. You're gonna send me $20. And I did something special here. I'm gonna get the slime ball first, actually. Slime ball parlay. Not that juicy, I'm sorry. Plus 185. You got Shara, which you guys aren't gonna take. Jeff Neal, which we're all on, and then we got my bet Orai as well, which Christian is on opposite 2 of the 3, so that's winning. So the bet I want to go with right here is I got gifted this bat by my good friend Evan Longoria.
Oh, sick.
Oh, man,
sick.
Good
He gave it to me at the game. The guy's super nice. I really thought we weren't going to stay in touch. He's done the podcast twice, and we text like almost every other day. The guy's aces. And I was sitting there thinking, I give out a green hammer, and most of the time it's plus 3.5 or whatever because those spreads are great. I won last week on it. And I'm like, I got to mix it up, right? I've been trying to give out 2 picks. I gave out 2 picks last week for the green hammer, and it just didn't hit, right? So I'm looking at this bat, right? And I'm hitting homers in my backyard, 450, 500, breaking records, right? And I go, you know what? Number 3, Evan Longoria. That was his number. Number 3, right? Let me give you a 3-game. Same game, 3 play, same game parlay. Okay. And let me read it off my phone here. Okay. And I went to the well on this one, boys. This isn't something I just threw together willy-nilly. I went deep on this one, and I think it's going to hit. It's plus 358. Okay. So we got Lerone Murphy fight to go to the distance. Yes. Right. And this is already placed on DraftKings Sportsbook. Alexander Rakic to land under 43.5 strikes. I think that's a lock. I think if it's a 3-round fight, he's going to get grappled a lot. There's not going to be a ton of striking. And then Jeff Neal to land under a half takedown. So if Jeff Neal lands a takedown, we're cooked. I don't see Jeff Neal trying to get a takedown, right? I don't see that happening. So that's a 3-legger for my guy, Evan Longoria, number 3, and that's plus 358 on DraftKings Sportsbook. I mean, that ain't going to lose, bitch. So you got the slime ball. You got the 3 same gamer. I'll tweet that one out because I know it's all hard to remember when you jump on there. And let's get to the locks. Your boy's the champ. You just reminded me. So let me caboose the board here and see what I want. I already know what dog lock I'm going with, so I won't go with that. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to play fair. We're all on Jeff Neal. I could lock him up. You guys are very confident, but I really think Abus Magomedov is going to get it done. I'm taking Abus as my mortal lock. Earlier this week, I made the slime ball earlier yesterday or the day before, and then today when I was going over everything, I'm like, dude, how did I miss this guy? I think he matches up very, very well. Mortal lock, Abus Magomedov. Timbo, mortal lock, babe.
Oh, give me
think
Kamzat.
About it.
That's not. I don't need to think about it. Kamzat, easy.
Oh, Hamzat. Sorry, I
those are the only 2 I had written down.
All right, Christian, go to your well, baby. Sorry, Gaethje's not on the board. You can't pick him.
Dang it. I'll go with
Chris Barnett. Got it written down.
Yeah, I'll go with Renat.
Renat Fakhretdinov. I like that pick. I actually like that pick a lot.
All right, but my first 2 choices were your guys' choices.
I passed on Jeff Neal, and you take Renat. I should have just taken Jeff Neal. All right, Christian, what do you want, Bob? Dog or send them?
I'll take a dog because I don't have very many good ones this week.
Okay.
I'll go with Petrosyan.
Petrosyan, smart. That's probably your best dog right there.
Oh, Justin Shuna said the last time Neal attempted a takedown was in 2022. So definitely circle that one.
That's why when I put that together, I thought, oh, we're coming out plus 112. It's plus 358. Yeah, baby. Timbo, dog. You're looking at dogs, baby.
Hello? Okay, this is dog.
Do him proud. Okay, do him proud.
You just took Petrosyan?
That's who Christian took. Yeah, it's a dog.
Shit. I haven't.
Timbo. You got Bruno Silva.
Yeah, let me get that.
Let's talk about Bruno. All right, so send him home, Timbo. You're sending him home, bub. What do you got?
Wait, who'd you take as your dog?
Bruno Silva.
Bruno Silva.
No, Brian.
Oh, did I not? Oh, I didn't give one. Shit, sorry. My dog lock is going to be Alexander Rakic. The Rocket Man getting it done, baby. Dang. All right, Timbo, send him home, bub. You're up first. I mean, there's a lot you can pick from. You predicted quite a few finishes and it got me excited.
And if he doesn't get a finish, dude, then fuck this guy, respectfully. But Kennedy.
Wow. Okay. I didn't think you were going there. I thought you were going to Toria. Christian, I'll let you go with send him home, bub.
All right, I'll take the newcomer, Cerqueira.
Send them home. All right. And then my send them home's going to be I don't think he's gonna do it. Shit. Well, son of a gun. You know what? It is what it is. Max Holloway.
Oh, I thought you were
send him home.
Max, huh?
Oh, send him
home. Yeah, well, he's finishing people lately, man. Toria's been hurt.
Send him homes are so tough now because nobody gets knocked out. So it's like I need a guy that's got some
gloves,
submission.
bro. I'm never ever the first person to be like, I said that first. I tweeted you guys after the second week, and I said texted you guys. I said I have a fucking bad feeling about these gloves, dude. Like when they land against chinny fighters, they're not going down like they used to. I don't know what's going on. Now they're writing articles about it. Everyone's on top of it. Fucking Damon Jackson's not getting knocked out. Damon Jackson's not getting knocked out. There's something wrong in the world. He took some clean shots. So I don't know what it is. It all could be a goddamn big conspiracy theory, but the UFC.
No, I mean, the numbers. Yeah, I mean, the numbers.
The numbers don't lie.
You can watch it with your own eyes. Plus, the numbers are.
Numbers don't lie, Christian. That's right. You're right.
And
numbers
these knockouts that are happening, it's like there's always knee knockouts. There's always like, those attrition ones, like Fluffy knocking, like those, those are like even Pereira's knockout. He used to just knock a guy out cold before,
Well, they asked Dana, and Dana said he looked over at Hunter before Pereira fought Yuri, right? And he said, "Oh, I was worried about these gloves too." And then he knocked out Yuri. But he knocked out Yuri with a head kick, but he did drop him with his hands. Right. But he's like, oh, the glove's not a problem for this fucking guy. Sure. But Pereira has knocked people out in 16-ounce gloves. Like that doesn't happen. Like he spars people and he probably has to wear 18 ounces knowing his fucking power. But Timbo, I just want to say congratulations on getting married to your beautiful, beautiful bride, Ashley. One day I hope to celebrate with you guys and meet with you guys, and that'd be dope. The ring looks amazing on your finger. I am still ringless. I am going to buy my new ring this weekend. Is that a rubber one, Christian?
I wear a rubber one, just because of work. It's like I don't want to get caught on something and tear my finger skin off. Mine,
I didn't want to wear a ring, and Erica's like, just wear it when I want to put it on you when we get married. And then I really liked the symbolic of it. I really liked it. I'm like, I'm married. Fuck yeah, look at this. And then I didn't take it off for 9 years, and then this will be our 9-year anniversary. And like 6 months ago, I smelled it and it stunk so bad. And I'm a hygienic guy. I wash my hands and everything like that. I'm like, why is this stinking? So I took it off. I soaked it in soap and all this shit, scrubbed my hand, put it back on. All the girls my girls are like, oh, look at your ring. And they smell it. It still stinks, Dad. The fucking thing, I must have like lost it in my asshole one night and then dug it out without remembering because this thing stunk. And I'm like, I cleaned it with everything. It's on my shelf right here. It's a little too thick anyway. I wanted to get like a thinner band, and Eric always wanted me to get like a gold one or whatever. So I'm gonna get a gold one here. But
the rubber ones are nice when you're like active, especially if you're gonna start training again. Like the rubber ones make it easy because they pop off all the time.
I have these dope hand wraps that you instead of wrapping your hands, you just slide them on and Velcro them up, and they're super protective. And when I hit the bag, I can still feel my ring hitting. It's brutal. And then you're right. I've gotten my ring caught on the stupid door at work, the sliding door where the packages are at. I've gotten it caught on that. And I'm like, ugh. But yeah, I'm going to get like a thin one or whatever. All right, boys, you guys are awesome. Can't wait to text you on Saturday. Chat, you're amazing. Why is Brian holding a bat? That's a good question, Edwin. I'm going to go hit some home runs. I'm going to go hit home runs because I definitely hit some home runs with my picks because I'm going to be champ again. Woo, woo! You guys are the best. I'll see you.
See you, bro.